think that's working. Hey Smudge, hey Natasha. How's it going? There we go. Oh geez. Move this. Move that. Hey Zo. My hair looks like a mess. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm bored, so I thought I'd try to, just hang out for a little bit on the old YouTube. Just dying into my day like usual. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. I haven't hopped on here and done an actual live in a long time, so hey Tammy, how's it going? I know it's been forever since I've done any kind of live. I've tried to do a couple of videos here and there, but good morning, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you, Suzanne? You're off until Tuesday, Smudge. Nice, I'm jealous. I wish I was off until Tuesday. What is today? Thursday? No, Friday? Friday. Thursday. Yeah. So Thursday. Yes, then I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 3 more days until I'm off, so. Hey Jenny, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself? Just hanging out, relaxing. It's a St. Patrick's Day and I'm not going out and doing much, so hey Caitlin. I figured I would come on here and just hang out for a bit and see what everybody's up to. I lead a very exciting life, what can I say? But yeah, what's everyone up to? I'm finally off tomorrow off. Yeah, I'm off tomorrow finally. I cannot read. Good, your place looks so nice. I'm working. Oh, what time are you off? I literally just got off work, got home, took the dog, OUT, and then hopped on here. I was hanging out. It was so slow at work today. I was hanging out on Dustin's live for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't even know how long he streamed, but I think I was there pretty much from the beginning. And I was just like waiting, and then finally I was like, oh, my phone is almost dead. I should probably get off. But then his live also ended at the same time because he forgot to pay his internet bill, so. 7 a.m. I have the graveyard shift. I work at a hotel. Oh, geez, so you must have just got to work then. I walked around taking pictures with my coworkers dressed up for St. Patty's Day. Nice. Nobody really dressed up. I found out I need another knee surgery on my left leg. Oh no, again? I'm sorry, Zoe. But, yeah, so, I don't know. Not too much going on drama-wise. I saw that Jeffree Star got kicked out of the Houston rodeo is what people are putting online. So I've been watching things about that, but I mean, other than that, not much is going on. So strange in Germany, it's 5:13 in the morning, and the 18th, I'm officially in the future. You are, because it is only 9:14 here on the 17th. The tea has been drying up lately. It really has. Ever since Jeffree pretty much stopped commenting on drama, James stopped commenting on drama, and hasn't been exposed for anything in a while. There's really not much going on. I've been working on more of a deep dive video that I have going on in the background, some other stuff. Who gets kicked out of a rodeo, right? Tammy, apparently Jeffree does. But from what I found out, it seems that he, people might have been saying things towards him, and like he possibly got them kicked out, but then left. And I mean, he said, I know J Star was here. He must have been way out of line. They just don't kick people out of rodeo. Yeah, I don't think he actually got kicked out of the rodeo. I just think that's what people are saying because it's Jeffree Star, and they're like, oh, he got kicked out of the rodeo because he was doing something inappropriate or he was mouthing off to somebody. But I mean, I don't really feel like a rodeo crowd is really Jeffree's ideal hangout spot. So I'm sure there were people there that were antagonizing him and like saying inappropriate things, and he said something back. So, hey Kathy, how are you? It's been a minute since I've been on here, so I was like, I need to get on here for a bit. I haven't really sat down and done like a proper live in a long time, so I was like, let's get on and see what's going on. But that's my bad for not getting on. I mean, I always had access to it on my phone, which I'm on right now, but I was like, no, I'll wait until I get everything set up in the other room, and then I have kind of a setup going on that I've been using to record videos here and there, but I never finished getting it set up completely. And hey Justin, so I was like, I still need to get stuff like in the background so it's not just like a wall of nothing, and then I have like a shoe rack there. So I even like doing this, I didn't want to go sit in there while I was doing that, so I was like, I'll just sit on the couch and do it and have the background behind me. At least it's something better than just a blank wall. But I mean, other than the situation with Jeffree, there really hasn't been much going on. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. Thank you, Smudge. Let's see what, I mean, I don't even know anything else that's really been catching my attention besides Def Noodle's obsession with Keemstar. And he always keeps saying like he wishes that he never had to talk about Keemstar again, but then he literally makes everything about Keemstar. I got Jeffree's skincare, and I haven't tried it yet. I might do it tonight. I did see that Nick posted a video about it on the Dailies channel about it. Thank you so much, Kathy. So, yeah, I mean, I've heard good things about it. I've heard other people say like, I don't really care for it too much. I know Dustin was saying like he didn't really think that it smelled as much like strawberries as Jeffree was letting on, but who knows? I mean, if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I mean, that's the one thing about skincare is that it really can't ever be 100% universal because everybody's skin has different needs. So I know people try to make it as much universal as possible, but who knows? But you know, some moisturizer here is always going to be a good thing, better than nothing. Is Def still going with that? I quit following him. I thought his fans were even. I'm tired of the team talk. Hey, Crystal. Dustin, you look like you could. Dustin, maybe you should take that $9.99 and pay your internet bill so you don't get kicked off your live anymore. But thank you for the super chat. I mean, I can always use it. Who can't always use it? He just bought me dinner. I'm so sick of hearing the same names in drama. I mean, I'm fine with hearing the same names in drama if, like, you know, there's something going on, but just like repeating the same thing over and over and over again, like about the same topic, like basically Def Noodles is doing with Keemstar. No such thing as a one size fits with skincare. No, 100%. I mean, everyone's gonna have different needs, so you know, you can try your best to make it as universal as possible, but it's not really a thing that I believe anyways. I mean, I could be wrong. If there's any dermatologists here that know, please let me know, but... Oh, are you making noise over there? So, but yeah, Def Noodles is still talking about Keemstar. even though he doesn't ever want to talk about him anymore. So, I don't know if there's any other drama that's been going on. Only other thing that I found out was that situation with the Ace family in their house, on how it looks like they most likely are not lying about not having the certificate of occupancy, because I looked it up online and it shows that the HVAC, heat, and stuff still has not been approved. But I've had to change my skincare at least 3 times. Oh yeah, and it's definitely gonna change, you know, like what you needed as skincare at 16, it's not the same thing you're gonna need in your 20s. It's not the same thing you're gonna need in your 30s, so. But, uh-oh. Dustin, you're not commenting anything. Did your internet go back out again? I'm so mean to Dustin. Dustin, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean to you. Oh, there you are. You have to have that move in. You have to have that move in, or you have to have that. I'm gonna have to have that to move in. I'm talking about like the certificate of occupancy. It's having you lie so much, no one knows the truth. When you're actually lying, the truth, the Ace family is gross. Yeah, like when you get caught lying so much, like when are people actually going to believe that you're actually telling the truth? So, I mean, the Ace family can say whatever they want, but of course people are going to always question it. I'm actually setting up with the Ethernet. Okay, good. That way you won't get kicked off anymore. But yeah, I mean, you constantly get called out for lying, allegedly scamming. No one's gonna believe you when you say things, or when something does happen that's true, people are gonna question it and not believe you because you just constantly lied about everything in the past. So it's like, what do you expect to happen? But I mean, the only thing in that whole situation that I was a little disappointed in was when I found that one going around. Wait, definitely was proved. They had the certificate. Well, see, there was that TikTok going around from Noah the realtor that showed like there were things that were approved for the certificate of occupancy, but there at the top of that form, there are things that said waiting certificate of occupancy pending approval. And one of the things that was pending approval, that still is pending approval, was heat and HVAC and ventilation. So to this day, when I looked that up the other day, that still has not been approved. And so I would assume that heat is gas. So if that heat has not been approved, which it hasn't been according to the report, then they aren't lying that it was never approved, because that report still shows that it's pending and it has not been approved yet. So, no, the actual certificate was shown. Oh, okay. Well, if that stuff's still pending approval, how would you be able to get the actual certificate then? I don't know, I'm not a realtor or inspection person or anything. So, I mean, I don't 100% know, but that's why I was just like, okay, I can see that, yeah, it says that the heat hasn't been approved yet. Austin Catherine used shady moves to get to the house of Karma. 100% agree. And then I did see, I don't know what video it was in, but somebody posted it on Twitter or TikTok where Austin said, well, this house was just going to be a content house anyways, so I mean, I guess it's time to move on. It's like, who purchases a $10 million house to film for content? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, to me, that just shows that you're using it as a flex, and you're like, oh yeah, look at all the money that we made, so we're gonna buy this $10 million mansion just to film in for a few years. Like, but I'll have to go check out, is it, who has a video that actually has the certificate, so I can go look at that. Most of these kids are working every day for nothing. The parents get all the money. Yeah, 100%. Like, the sad thing is that there's no there's no law or anything put into place like there is, if the kids are filming TV shows or movies where a portion of that money has to be set aside for the child for when they're 18. But I mean, a family vlogger can do whatever they want, use their kids to make all of the money and keep it for themselves, and then that kid's entire life is on the internet for the rest of their lives that they didn't consent to because their parents just put them in. Well, let me screenshot that. Don't mind my hand. And so, but at the end of the day, they might not get anything from it. They might not have any money because their parents could have spent all the money. Because they planned on others to rent the space also. Oh, so they were gonna use it as kind of like an office that they're gonna lease out to other YouTubers to like use the space and film in. I mean, that's even shadier too, because like doesn't have to be like, I don't know. I feel like you have to have it like regulated for that or something. The whole thing was just shady to begin with. And then I remember when they put out that hour-long video about their house tour or whatever, and it had like 18 ads in it or something. It's just like, oh my God. I feel bad for the kids. You can imagine the stories we'll hear about in 10, 15 years, right? I mean, I feel like you look at what's happening with like all like that's happened with all the Disney stars. Like I have to finish watching Deep Dive, like the Jake and Not Another Drama Channel videos where they do deep dives into celebrities and stuff like that. They just did one today. They just put out the one today about Hillary Duff. So I'm gonna have to go finish watching that one. But they did like a whole deep dive into like the Olsen twins and all that stuff. And I mean, look at what happens to all these Disney stars that grow up, and they just start rebelling and lashing out because they want to be their own person and they want to just be away from the screen and like not have to deal with anything, and anything that they do just instantly gets put into the media. So like, and for the most part, when these people start, they're at least somewhat understanding of what they're doing. I mean, the Olsen twins, not so much, when they were children, like babies, they had no idea. But many of the child actors, that are in their, 10, 11, 12, at least have some kind of idea that, like, oh, I'm filming a TV show or I'm filming a movie. Like, they understand that. But when you're put into it straight from the day you're born, you don't really have a choice. So there's so many child actors who are not here anymore because of working so young. Look at poor Amanda Bynes or the conservatorship. It makes those kids targets. Disney's bad. They don't even really hide that they use those kids and dump them. Yeah, I mean, because I don't know much about the Amanda Bynes situation. I know that she is in a conservatorship. I know that, I don't know if, did she start out on all that or was she doing things before that? I just remember her being on all that. Like, that's what I remember her for. And then after that ended, I don't really remember her being in anything else. Hey, Deb. So I don't know what really happened from there up until the conservatorship, but I feel like at some point there was some kind of like Britney-esque moment that happened, but I could just be confusing them two. I don't know. I feel like it's been a long time. I feel like she's definitely been in a conservatorship a long time, just like Britney has been. Or Britney was anyways. Hey, Marva. But I mean, Disney basically just uses the kids until they can't use them anymore and then tosses them aside, and they say thanks for the money and thanks for all the money that we're going to make off of you for the next who knows how many years. And started way back in the 70s with the Partridge Family. it's just a whole mess. I feel like I don't know, I mean, because you can't really not have child actors, because, you know, you wouldn't be able to make, you know, movies without somebody who, you know, is a child to portray a whole family situation. But I don't know, I feel like they need to have, like, even more regulations on what they do. But I know at the same time, I'm sure that, like, a kid doesn't want to go to, like, counseling or therapy, like, on top of having to do their school stuff, on top of having to film and all that. But I feel like there has to be something that they could be try to do to help with the situations before they turn into what they are. Look at Danny Partridge, total train wreck. Oh yeah. Poor Amanda, I felt bad for her. She's still having her issues, and it's all public. The way that she was laughed at is sad. Not to mention the abuse that goes on in Hollywood and YouTube. So many sad stories. Oh yeah, for sure. I did see, like, somebody somebody like said to Amanda, like, when she's on set, some director apparently, that she looks like a monster in, like, certain lighting or something. And it's like, how are you saying that to a child? Like, it's just ridiculous. But some people just don't care, and it's sad. I don't know, but therapy could be part of their schooling. That's true. I mean, I feel like they should have, like, a time set aside once a week just to talk to somebody and be like, okay, how are you handling the situation? How is this making you feel? Do you understand that you're, like, playing a role and that this isn't real life? And do you understand that people are going to talk about you because you're in a movie or you're in a TV show? Something like that. I mean, I don't know what the regulations are, but I feel like they definitely need to focus more on, like, the mental health aspect of child actors, because I mean, there's clearly a pattern of things that happen. I mean, obviously it doesn't happen to everyone, but just because it only happens to a few, that means that we just don't care and try to prevent it from happening to other people. But hey, American Princess, I don't know. But let's see. I don't really know, like, what else is going on. Kids should have the choice to do this. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they do have a say up to a certain point, but I mean, if your parents, like, know you have to do this, like, you're the person that makes the money for the family, like, this is what you have to do. I mean, how do you, like, not do it, you know? Like, how do you say, no, I'm not doing it? Like, I mean, you'd have to get some lawyer involved or something and be like, no, I'm not doing it. So, because I mean, even at that age, like, you're not legally able to sign a contract, like, so I mean, the parent has to do it. So at what point do you get a say in what you want to do? Unfortunately, I don't know. I wonder, I mean, but it's a good, like, lawyer question. Like, how is a kid required to do a movie if they're not legally able to sign a contract? You know? Let me know if you guys know, because I have no idea. My son is autistic and has ADHD. I know it's not the same, but therapy was part of his schooling every day. Yeah, I mean, just to have somebody to talk to about, you know, how you're feeling. I would love to see Casey's doc on David. Oh yeah, that did come out. Phoenix River is a great example. He was the breadwinner of his family since the age of 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the whole David documentary, like, one, no way I was gonna pay to watch that. Like, you know, if it was like $10, $20, sure, whatever. But online tickets were like $500, I think. It's like $485 or $585 or something. And I know it's not just to watch that one. Like, you got online access to, like, all the South by Southwest stuff. But, like, no. And, like, in-person tickets are like $1,500 or something. but from I know that Spill Sesh did kind of a Terrence a little recap of it, and I mean, it seems that things were brought up and everything, but I don't feel like they really got addressed as much as they should have. You couldn't pay me to get near Austin at South by Southwest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if like when he originally started to film this, I know they started like 3 years ago, if he just wanted to be like, oh, like look what can happen if you're just like a kid with a camera. Like you could have millions of followers and be like making millions of dollars just by uploading things to YouTube and like doing fun things with your friends. But I mean, like a vlog squad channel like that is, I mean, I feel like a family channel is probably worse, but the vlog squad channel, I mean, one, at least they're all adults in the situation, but let's be honest, David is making all of his money by just filming his friends and making them do stupid things, or I guess I shouldn't say making them, encouraging them to do stupid things so he can film it and reap all the benefits. Now, obviously, being in the videos gives people platforms so they can have their own channels and make their own money and stuff like that. So yes, they are benefiting from it as well, but I mean, you look at who's making the most money, who's getting all the sponsorships, all that stuff. I mean, it all comes down to David, and he literally does nothing but encourages people to do stupid things so he can record them for his videos. Like obviously the most serious one was the whole Jeff situation. But I mean, you had the one video of Jonah when he tried to jump the pool on the moped and he like hit the side of the pool and like he ended up going to the hospital. I think he like broke a couple ribs. There was a video, I don't know whose birthday it was, but somebody got like really drunk on their birthday and ended up like breaking their arm. And it's like, what, like, why are you filming your friends doing this and encouraging them to do this? Because it's making you money. Supposedly he didn't hold back on the doc, and David isn't speaking to him now, and Casey seemed truly surprised at the actual truth about David. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to wait and see if they actually put it on YouTube to be able to like watch it and get the full thing, but I don't know, I feel like some of the things weren't addressed as much as they should have been, because I feel like even if the whole situation with Jeff happened at the tail end of when they were filming, I mean, you have creative control over it. You could have like added more in, like, no, we have to talk about the situation. I'm gonna put it in here. If you refuse to comment on it, I'm going to say that you refuse to comment on it and we want to talk about it. But I don't know, I mean, I haven't seen it, so I don't know exactly what's all in it. I feel like from what I've heard, things just weren't addressed as harshly as they could have been, but I could be wrong. Again, this is just what I've heard from other people. You can't pay bills with exposure. Well, I mean, if you get a following from the exposure, you can, I guess, if you do it on YouTube, but there's a 12-hour there's a 12-hour version of the documentary. Is it true that Casey told Jeff to forgive David? That I have no idea. I don't think it's going to be on YouTube. I think he's waiting for it to be picked up by like Hulu or Netflix. Oh yeah, I'm sure he could probably, I mean, I'm sure like if they picked it up by like Hulu or Netflix, they would pay more than what he'd make off of ad revenue on YouTube. So I'm assuming he's probably waiting for somebody to pick it up. If nobody does pick it up and put it on a platform, then I bet he'll just upload it to YouTube, because I mean, at least you'll be able to make money on there. Probably have a sponsorship to sponsor it or something. Not encourages, he pressures. There's a huge difference. He got seriously hurt at the same accident with Jeff. He belongs in jail, and why is it not investigated is beyond me. Yeah, I don't know why it hasn't been investigated. I mean, the fact that it's literally on the internet with proof, people are talking about it, I mean, I believe it's illegal to operate that type of equipment without a license to do it. So technically, David's breaking the law with that. I mean, and it's not like there's not proof that this stuff happened. Now, I know obviously, I mean, if Jeff chooses to sue him, which I believe he is doing, you know, that can be done. But I mean, there's a literal crime happening. But I guess if technically nobody reports it, is that maybe why? I don't know. I'm also not like a lawyer, so I have no idea. Yes, it's true. It's a 12-hour version. Ew. I heard there's a lot of unreleased footage. I mean, if they were filming this over the course of 3 years, I mean, there's definitely a lot of footage that's not included in the video. So it'll be interesting to see what actually comes out. And I know that Jeff said in his podcast that he's got like hours of footage from the event that happened. So you don't need a license to operate an excavator. Anyone can run one. Really? You would think that something like that, you would need to have some kind of training or some kind of license to use it. Because it's kind of scary to think that somebody could literally just rent that and just knock down your whole house and be like, oh, my bad. Yeah, I know I think he said that he has like 4 terabytes of footage from that day where David is telling him constantly to go back on the excavator, and then David is saying it, no, and Jeff wanted to do it, and Jeff's like, no, we need to get the shot, and David's like, no, we already got the shot, so Jeff was pressuring David in it, and of course, obviously, there's only one true answer, and we're never going to know that true answer until somebody releases all the footage, and until then, we're never going to know the truth, because, I mean, they're just saying opposite things to make themselves look better and make the other person look worse. I think a lot of it is people not properly reporting incidents to the police. That's why David is still running about. Maybe, okay. But when the accident happened, the hospital was negligent in not reporting it to the police. That's a good point, Tammy. So I couldn't rent an excavator and bury all the problematic people. Love it. No, Terrence, you stay away from an excavator. You don't need one. You don't need one. If you get rid of all the problematic people, who am I going to talk about on my channel? I know I don't post very often, but I need something to be able to talk about. No, you don't need one. No. I heard that you have to have a driver's license and in some cases a CDL. I wonder if maybe it depends on the state. I mean, that could be. I feel like any kind of equipment on wheels, you have to have at least a driver's license for. I feel bad for Jeff, but he's his own worst enemy. He would never said anything if Jeff was still on top of his game. Jeff's in it for the money, in my opinion. I mean, from what Jeff is saying is that he said that he would just take it on the chin and deal with it as long as David didn't tell people that it was his idea to do it. And then allegedly in the document that Casey made, or documentary Casey made about David said in the documentary that it was Jeff's idea to do it. And so then since David said that about Jeff, Jeff's like, no, that's not true. And I told you that if you tell people that it was my idea, then I'm going to expose the truth. And it's just like, I don't know. I just can't imagine basically almost dying, losing your vision, and being fine with that as long as somebody pays your bills. Like, I mean, David has to have, I would assume he has to have insurance. If he doesn't have insurance, then he definitely shouldn't be having his friends do the things that he's having them do. But, like, No. No barking. Shh. No. Sorry, my dog's hearing things. I don't know where I was going, but I mean, ultimately, everything revolves. I mean, yes, Jeff was the one who did get on the excavator. So is he partly responsible? Yes, but the one who was in charge of the speed and everything was David. So David was the one who was in charge of the accident that resulted in the situation. That's how I see it. Whether Jeff agreed to do it or not, he wasn't in control of the actual event that happened besides agreeing to get back on it. Whereas David was the one who was physically controlling the equipment. So I feel like David would have been negligent as the person who was running the equipment. So I feel like if Jeff does decide to sue him, or if he is, I heard rumors that he was, that, I mean, David would be held liable. Let's see here. I would have sued real quick, right? Like, I don't know, but I don't think Jeff is that much different from David. Isn't true. I know for a fact, since I work government side for hospitals. I don't know, it's not true. Sorry, I must have missed something. Not true, like it's negligent on the hospital to not report it. Hey, Raph. So, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, thankfully, you know, Jeff is okay as much as he can be. He still has vision. He's still here, but I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like these like stunt channels or like vlog squads, whatever, like if you're a professional stuntman, you're like doing videos like this or whatever, like one, I would assume that you'd have some kind of insurance on set while you're filming these, and you know, you're a professional who knows the risks that they're taking, and that'd be different. But the fact that it's literally just his friends that he's having do these things, I don't know, it's a mess. It's a mess, and you're literally just using your friends for content to make millions of dollars. Like, what's his name from the Hype House? Is it, it's not Kovar. Kovar's his girlfriend, I believe. God, and I even watched that stupid Hype House documentary, and I can't think of what his name is. Is it Alex? Alex Warren? And yes, it is negligent for the hospital to not report the accident to the news. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I want to say it's Alex Warren. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to say Alex. I mean, he's basically like a mini David, and I want to say that it was Spill-2 that made an entire video calling him out on how he stole his entire process of his videos, like, you know, the short clips, like short videos, like 4 minutes long or whatever. I think some of his are longer, but like laughs like David, dresses like David, takes photos like David. Basically, he's like a David clone, and was using all the people in the Hype House to make his videos, which then in the Netflix documentary, he said like, oh, I never thought that I would be like a 20-some-year-old kid like making millions of dollars when I was just living, yes, Alex Warren, okay, perfect. Living in my car, like, you know, 2 years ago or whatever. And then I think he even said, like, in the documentary, they spends like $85,000, like a video or something, or like a day on making videos. And it's like, why are you spending so much money to make these videos? One, and two, like, are you paying the people who are in these videos to make them, or are you just using them for free content and then reaping all the benefits? I don't know. I feel like if you have somebody in your video who you're gonna rely on them being the full entertainment for your video and you just holding a camera, I don't really feel like you should be the one that's making all the money off of it. But I don't know, that's just me, I guess. That's just my thought on the situation, but I don't know. What else is there to talk about? What else have we missed? I mean, obviously Trisha's pregnant, and I did a video about that and how she's having Keemstar's baby. They're gonna go on the Maury show, so I'm super excited to see. I wonder how salty David is that he basically pitched a Hype House program on Netflix, got shut down, and then sees the Hype House show, right? Yeah. He also, I guess, pitched some kind of like late night show to Netflix too, and they said no. Some people would do anything to get famous. David doesn't make money on his videos, fun fact, because he uses copyright music. That's true, Tammy, but a lot of his videos, like when he does those giveaways and stuff, are sponsored. So, like he chose, I know there was an interview where he said that he is losing millions of dollars a year on YouTube and not making money, but that's just his ad revenue. Like if he wasn't using copyright music, then he would be making millions of dollars. But like all of the videos where he's giving away cars and stuff, all of those are sponsored, and they're basically giving him that stuff for free, and I'm sure they're giving him more money on top of that. Because if he's not making any kind of money, one, he wouldn't be putting out the videos. Like it doesn't matter how much fun he's having, like he has that new house he has to pay for, all that stuff. Like he has to be making some kind of money, unless he has some kind of, like, unless he's making thousands a month off of investments or something, he has to be getting something from it. Like, just because, I mean, just if Tesla gave him a car to give away, or SeatGeek bought him a Tesla to give away, if he's not getting more than just that to give away, there's no way, like, he's not making money. He has to be making money from people using the SeatGeek code, stuff like that. So, I mean, he's technically making money off of YouTube, but he's not making money from YouTube. He's not making money from Google. He's making money from like the sponsorships. Let's see here. I don't believe David is quitting YouTube. I'll believe when I see it. I heard Trisha quit their main channel on YouTube. Yeah, Trisha quit their main channel on YouTube and is now just going to be posting on like their ASMR channel or something. I heard SeatGeek started sponsoring David again. Yes, SeatGeek is sponsoring David again. Oh, definitely. I'm just pointing out he's not making money off YouTube itself. Yeah, that's true. I do nothing and not become famous. Though I'll take famous people's money if they want to give it. Yeah, they're not going to part with it, but it's a nice try. It's a nice try. I mean, I'll take their money too if they don't want it, but how sad I don't watch none of those people. I mean, you're not missing much, Raph. Like, I was gonna make an entire like video about like the Netflix Hype House documentary, and I think I got to like the 4th episode, and like once I got there, like I realized like I was just watching it and not taking any notes. I'm like, oh my god, I need to go back and watch this entire thing from the beginning and take notes on everything. And then when I decided to do that, I was like, at this point it had already been out for like a month, and I'm just like, no, I'm not subjecting myself to that again. So that was my bad. But, I mean, if you want to watch the Hype House documentary, go for it. Let me just tell you that's not anything groundbreaking that's going on in there. So if you feel like wasting, like, 8 hours of your life... Actually, I don't even think it's that. I don't know how many episodes it is. It's like 6 episodes, 8 episodes. And I think they're only like 30 minutes long. So if you want to waste, like, 5 or 6 hours of your life, feel free. But you're not missing out on much. I'll take famous people's money as well, right? I'll help you guys become famous. All right, Tammy, yes. We'll all become famous and I'll make tons of money. I doubt that they're just gonna give it away for free. only in a sponsorship. Only in a sponsorship will they give the money away. And that's if they're making more money than what they're giving away, I'm sure. Allegedly, my opinion. No, thank you. I'd rather listen or read a good book. The funny thing is the hype house was way over before the show came. Right? Like, that's the one thing. Tammy, don't be causing drama to get famous now. And I can't believe that the hype house show actually still came out because, like, I mean, I guess there technically is still a hype house. I don't really know if anyone, I don't know of anyone who's in it. I would assume that Alex is still in it. What's the other guy's name? Like, whatever, I think, is it Petrov? Something Petrov? Is the name Alex too? No. I don't know what his name is. But like one of the original founders of the hype house. But you don't really hear anything about the hype houses, like hype house anymore. I don't know like if Team 10 is even still a thing. I mean, if it is, then I haven't heard of anything about them. I mean, I don't know why Jake would stop it. I mean, because allegedly one of the things like you have to give up like 10%. No, it's no longer a hype house, it's a house. Like 10% of like your revenue or earnings or whatever to the house to fund it or whatever. So, I mean, unless he couldn't get people to join to give him money, then I guess that's why he wouldn't continue. But I mean, I'm sure he's making money off of it. But yeah, I mean, even like, yeah, the hype house, I haven't heard anything about that. Team 10, I don't think is a thing anymore. The Sway house, was it like the Nelk Boys? I've not heard Team 10 and A Dog's Age. Yeah, I haven't heard of anything going on. And then, was it, there was supposed to be, there was that one, it was called like the Drip Crib that dropped a trailer for their new house that was coming out. And they're like, oh, you think starting a content house is hard? Imagine like how hard it is to start a content house that during the middle of a global pandemic. And I now that I think about it, like I checked for like a month or two after like that trailer dropped, and I don't think anything ever came out. I'll have to look after the live is over, or if one of you guys wants to pull up YouTube and see if Drip Crib ever came out with anything, but I don't think it ever did. And then I remember, didn't Cole Kerrigan try to start some like beauty house? What was it like, Beverly Hills something or other? Oh God, what was it called? Let's see. I don't think Team 10 is a thing anymore. Jake's just making bank on boxing. Wait, aren't the Hype House guys gone because they were all accused of SA? Not all of them, but I mean, the Lopez twins were in there. I'm not sure if anybody else has. And then there was a whole situation that was going on with, what's his name? Literally did a video about it. You guys know who I'm talking about, where accusations were coming out, but nobody's like released anything yet. And we're all just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Taylor Holder, there we go. See, those houses need to die, it's not worth it. What, Drip Crib nasty, they have medication for that now. I forgot Hype House existed except for the two idiots trying to be boxers, none of them last. Ray left because he said he was traumatized by the show. Yeah, well, and like I saw like LeRae, he was saying that like it was all like, I love how everyone's always like, oh, blame it on the editing, it's the editing. I mean, literally like there's a phone call from like Nikita's manager or whatever saying that his people were saying that Nikita was dragging him out. Like that is information coming from behind the scenes. And they said that because of the CNMA and Jack Wright Oh yeah, Jack was in the Hype House too. A situation that was going on that they had to cut their entire storyline out because they were like the main focus of everything, and they decided to make like the situation with Lorray and his COVID and Nikita, um, like top of the line, and like that wasn't ever true, and like they literally, I'm pretty sure like in the document is that they shut down like production for 2 weeks because he tested positive for COVID. And as a production company, you make money by producing your show. And if you have to shut it down for 2 weeks, you're then not finishing your project, and it's going to cost you more money in the long run. So if that wasn't true, why would they shut down production for 2 weeks to then make up this false storyline? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, you told your manager one thing, your manager told it to Nikita, and Nikita's manager passed it on to her. Whether they passed on correct information or incorrect information, that's on your management team. But I mean, to say that they made the whole thing up, like, I mean, they have documentation, so. This houses are a breeding ground for prisoners and a breeding ground for other things too, like STDs. Yeah, that's right. About closing down for 2 weeks because of Lorray having COVID, right? A production company is not going to shut down filming for a storyline. That's not true. Like, they're going to produce their stuff as fast as they can because they're going to be paying their people for the entire time that they have to produce everything. So they're not just going to say, like, stop it for no reason. Bryce is no longer there either. I don't know if he wasn't even in like the actual show. Well, he was in, Bryce is in Sway, LA. He wasn't in the Hype House, I believe. He was in the other house. I think Lorray is mad because he got exposed for being just as shady as the rest. Yeah, I mean, I will give him props though for him being friends with Nikita and calling her out about blackfishing. Like, thank you, like, you're her friend, like, you should, like, she should hear it from you. And the fact that she said, like, oh, that is my natural skin tone, it's like, no, your natural skin tone is the color of your skin when you don't do anything artificial to it, such as tanning or applying self-tanner or laying out in the sun. Like, that is your natural skin tone. You can't be one color and then 3 weeks later be 5 shades darker and be like, this is my natural skin tone. Like, you can tan and it might be like your natural tan, but like, no. Like, this right here, this me and my giant pink face, this would be my natural skin tone. And then if I laid outside for a month straight and came back in, that wouldn't be in my natural skin tone because that's not what I am, because that's what happens when I'm in the sun. But did I get it naturally from the sun? Yes, but that's not what the color of my skin actually is. I don't think she understands that. Lorray's been shady to me for a hot minute now, even before the Hype House. Took him long enough. Yeah, right? I mean, he still hangs out with James Charles, though. The only thing that happens to me in the sun is I burn. I prefer being pale, right? Well, speaking of shady and James Charles, I just had a random thought the other day. It's like, you know who we haven't really heard from recently in a long time since all the Dramageddon situation happened was Mr. Gabriel Zamora. And it's funny how, just thinking about it, just like how quickly he flops back and forth from drama to drama. I haven't heard much from Nikita since she got called out for faking the hospital stay. I saw the rave follow James on social media recently. Can we just keep not hearing from Gabriel? Well, Terrence, he always starts the Dramageddon, so, maybe he could pop up and start a third one. But I mean, just like a brief breakdown history, you know, the whole like drama getting one was them flipping off the camera, and then him apologizing to Jeffree and making that video, like the hour-long video, 42-minute long video, and then you know he apologized to Jeffree, and then he was in Jeffree's ad campaign for I think it was the setting powder. I believe it's the under eye setting powder. He was in it, but then he did that, and then the whole thing with the Dramageddon 2 happened, and then he like went over to like James Charles, and he was friends with James Charles, and then I saw that he was getting chummy with Jeffree again. It's like he just bounces back and forth, you know, whenever it is most profitable for him, I would say. I know that people said that Manny did that, you know, with Jeffree Star and Patrick Star and all that. And I mean, I see the same thing going on with Gabriel, but I don't know, that's my opinion. You guys let me know if you think that if you see the same thing, or if I'm just going crazy. And I've been doing a lot of thinking of the Dramageddon situation. I think I was gonna put like an entire like thing, because there's one thing that happened in James's normalized videos that connects back to the Shane series with Jeffree about the conspiracy palette, that puts what Jeffree said into perspective in the text messages from James. And I don't remember anybody ever like talking about that. So I've just been like going back in my head, going through everything, and I was like, maybe I just need to put all this together in a video. And so maybe I'll do that after I finish this other secret project that I'm working on. So, and this secret project takes us back to like 2014. So we're going back, the math is hard. Is that 6 years? 8 years. Yeah. It's going back 8 years, starting for this other thing that I'm working on. Let's see here. Let's catch back up. I haven't thought I gave it a hot minute. Manny and Laura talk about him on their podcast. I'll have to go check it out. I haven't watched many of their podcasts. I wasn't around for Dramageddon 1. I was around for Dramageddon 2 and most of the Drama Apocalypse. Because Gabriel's the ultimate clout chaser. Gabriel's just like a clout chaser, lol. I get him, Cole, and Thomas Albert all mixed up. Cole is back online trying to sell things from what I heard. I know that he went to rehab, so hopefully he's doing well. Thomas came back he hasn't been back in a while, but he came back like 3 months ago and made like a video. But I haven't seen anything from him for a while. I feel like somebody talked about one of them recently, but I don't remember who, unless that was just me talking about them. Dramageddon 1 was the start of the end of the trust of these people. You should 8 years. Back when I was younger and never knew the community existed. The good old years, right before all of the drama. Before the drama that is now. But I don't know. I don't know if we'll like get another Dramageddon or Dramageddon 2. Like, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I feel like that was like the peak pinnacle of like what was happening in the beauty space, and then it kind of just all went like down from there. But I mean, everyone's back on YouTube now. I mean, Shane's back, Tati's back, Jeffree is back, James is back. I mean, everyone's just posting the way they were. I mean, nobody's getting views the way that they used to, but I mean, Shane is still averaging, you know, millions of views per video. James, you know, went from getting 10 million a video to like 1 or 2 now. So, I mean, hardest one hit is, I would probably say financially wise, hardest one hit is probably Jeffree, but even him as the one hardest hit financially, I don't think it really affects him. But with James going, getting 1/10 of the views that he used to on his YouTube videos versus now, I mean, you think 10 million views versus a million views. If he was making, lowball it, I know it's not $1,000, but say he was only making $1,000 per video at a million views, then he was making $10,000 per video at 10 million views. I mean, that's a drastic change. But let's be honest, he's probably still making like $10,000 per video, and he used to be making $100,000 per video. But if it wasn't for drama, I wouldn't have met some great people. And that's true, Terrence. Oh, it'll happen, and James will be at the heart of it. Maybe. I don't think Jeffree is financially hit at all. Remember how fast his launches used to sell out? Every time he would launch something, you would always see tweets about his website crashing, people not being able to place orders. I mean, unless Shopify finally got all of their situation fixed with the amount of traffic that they're pulling to the website, then maybe that's why. But I feel like anytime that he launches something, like, things don't sell out like they used to, because they used to be gone in minutes. So it's either they fix the traffic and he is ordering way more product than he used to, so that way he doesn't sell out, or he just is not selling as much as he was. Because I feel like every time that Jeffree would launch a product before, it was like all you could hear about, like, and that's all I would see on my Twitter feeds and stuff. He's probably has been smart with his money through in terms of being well prepared for a downfall. Oh yeah, I mean, he's talked about that. I mean, and allegedly, you have to believe what Jeffree says. That I want to say he says that he has like 10 or 15 other businesses, and because like he has real estate all over, so he has like apartments and stuff that he makes money from, and he has property managers. So I'm sure he is very, like, if he decided to close down his makeup brand tomorrow, I'm sure he will be able to survive just fine off of his other investments. But I don't think that, even if he took the biggest hit to his makeup, I don't think that's really where most of his money comes from anymore. I'm sure it comes more from investments than it does anything. It's because of COVID, I believe. It hit everyone. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I was surprised at, even during COVID, the amount of launches that were still happening. Like, I get it. I mean, people had more time at home, so they could play around more if they wanted. But I don't feel like the average consumer was buying as much makeup as they were before, because they weren't putting on makeup and going out in public, and you're doing Zoom calls and stuff, so you don't need it. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, unless you are somebody who loves to play makeup and make crazy looks and do makeup every day, I mean, most people weren't using it, so you weren't selling most of it. I mean, Marlena said it in her video when she talked about closing Makeup Geek that, COVID was really a struggle for them, and they weren't able to, pull through even after what it's been like 2 years since everything started. Like, I mean, she tried as much as she could to make it through, but I mean, it just wasn't in the cards for him. So, and no other brand was launching. Have you seen people on Insta though? They won't go live without that lip gloss. Well, yeah, but I mean, the amount of people going live on Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that, I mean, compared to your average consumer who's buying your product, I mean, those are the people who aren't restocking because they're not using it. I wonder, like, how much makeup people had to throw away because they just weren't using it at this point. J-Star said he has a lot of other investments, mainly real estate, I think. Yeah, like, I mean, he has, he said he has like multiple real estate investments. He has his marijuana business. He has Killer Merch, obviously. That's like a business partner situation, but I mean, if you go through and you look at the brands that they sell all their products through, I mean, people are making him money off of that for sure. Because I mean, it's not just through him. And then I don't know how Jeffree Star Pets is going, but I'm sure he's selling things there and making money. But I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna dive into that whole Dramageddon situation. We'll see how long it takes me to get this other one finished, because I've been working on this one for like 2 weeks now, just trying to find everything that I need to and put my little conspiracy hat on and work with that. But it's a very interesting conspiracy concept that it came out with. And I, like, again, it's not like proven fact, but it's, you know, like my conspiracy. So I wonder if people, when they hear it, they're gonna be like, oh my God, I never really thought about that. That could be the deciding factor. I don't live without his makeup either. I'm guilty of it. Um, it's okay, Tammy. I mean, if it works for you, it works for you and you love it, it is what it is. He's a good businessman. Crappy people make the best business people. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes to be the most successful, you most likely aren't always the nicest to get there. But that's my opinion. But seriously, even with the pandemic causing people to not go out the door, a lot of people more active, stuff like Twitch, TikTok, so they were still buying makeup and using makeup. Well, yeah, for sure, but I mean, I feel like maybe that'd be 10%. I mean, even if it's 50% of your clientele that did that, I mean, you're still missing the other 50%. So, I mean, you're instantly taking like a 50% hit. And that's being generous, saying that 50% of the people who are buying the stuff are doing it for TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, stuff like that. I don't wear makeup. I know. Terrence, don't lie. Don't lie. You have that makeover coming. It's gonna happen. Just be ready for it. Stop fighting it. It's gonna happen. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm almost out of water. But I don't know. Makeup days are behind me. No. Nope, it's happening. You're gonna get a full makeover. But I don't know, you guys, that's kind of all that I really had. I just wanted to get on here, come hang out. Because the other day I tried to do like just a live stream while I was playing Dead by Daylight, just to hop on and say hello and everything. So I just figured I'd actually sit down and do just like a random live. I'm gonna try to actually like maybe possibly do a live once a week. Natasha was supposed to pull a video, put makeup on Uterus for a video. Yeah, I know, still waiting for that, Raph. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do a live again. I used to go live like every Tuesday. I'm gonna be getting some new hours here, so I'll actually be off at like 6 my time every day, which is like, I don't know where everyone's at, but I mean, I guess no one's ever gonna, there's not like a perfect time. So I mean, even if I go like at 7 my time, it's not like super late, but unfortunately it's like 9 in the Midwest, 10 on the East Coast, who knows what time overseas, and then like 5 o'clock on the West Coast. But I mean, I guess it's better than not going live at all and hanging out, because, you know, I missed hanging out and chatting. That's early. Well, I mean, it's early here, Dustin, like 6 o'clock here. Or so I'd go live at 7 here, so it'd be 9, 10. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes I have the option of going live, and it's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's always super late, and I was like, I don't want to bug people if it's super late. I don't know. I have problems. I have issues. That's the things that I think about. When it's like, oh, it's only 7. I'm like, yeah, but it's not 7 for everybody. There's some, that's just me. Problems. But But yeah. But thanks everybody for coming to hang out. According to Dustin said in his live today that I will be getting my first PR package for some candles to review. So, you know, be on the lookout for that soon-ish. Let's see, it's already super late for me. It's almost 1:30. Caitlin, where are you at where it's 1:30? It was so nice to see you again. I missed you so much. Wait, did you move? I thought you used to be 2 hours from the East Coast. Yeah, Tammy, I am in Arizona now, so I am only an hour from the East Coast now. Or sorry, an hour. I'm an hour from the West Coast now. So yeah, what time is it now? Oh God, it's 10. Jeez. Oh yeah, I've been on here for an hour. Yeah, because it's 3 hours from the East Coast. So I guess, I mean, if my East Coast people go to sleep earlier, then they'll just have to watch the replay or something. But I mean, there is really like no perfect time. Really, the best was like, you know, Central Time, because then it was only like 2 hours and 2 hours. But yeah. Oh, she's an Arizona girl. Yeah, Dustin. And then you were only 4 hours away from me before in Vegas, and then you had to go and move to Houston, which is like, no, not Houston, Dallas, which is like 14 hours. So I could have just drove up and said, hey, hung out for the day, and turned around, came back home, and then you had to go and move. And now, if I want to come hang out, I got to take a flight for 14 hours. And it's not really 14 hours, but I don't think, when I was looking, there's not a direct flight from here to Dallas. It's always like Arizona to LA to Dallas. It's like, how can we not have a straight flight from here to Dallas? Or it's Dallas to, or here to Atlanta to Dallas, or here to Minneapolis and Dallas, here to Chicago and Dallas. It's so stupid. Like, you would think that there would be a direct flight from here to Dallas, but apparently it's not a thing. It's like 2 hours. Really, it's just a 2 hour. Maybe it's because I was only looking at Delta because I want my Delta points. And so I don't know if maybe Delta goes straight to Dallas. One of those have a direct. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's an airline that goes. I feel like there's an airline that goes to Dallas, but I just don't think Delta flies there direct. But anyways, I'm going to end it there. I have a phone call that I have to take that just started vibrating my phone too, so hopefully this all picked back up. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming to hang out, and I will try to do lives more on a regular basis. I'm not guaranteeing to once a week like I used to, but maybe someday. So get an Amex, use the points on your. I have an Amex, Dustin. I have the Delta Sky Miles Amex. That's why I want to fly Delta. All right, but thanks everybody for coming to hang out, and I will see you guys all again real soon. All right, bye everybody.